Sir, I am confused about a few things from our lecture today. Can you help me with some things? Okay, sure, Lieutenant Murfeld. What do you need help with? Thanks. The lecture is very interesting, but it is so complicated. What part are you having problems with? Well, I always thought that digestion happened in the stomach and food was absorbed in the intestines. But today you said food is digested in the intestines also. Okay, yes it does. What part is confusing? So say I eat a cheeseburger. Doesn't it go to the stomach for digestion? Yes it does, but it does not get digested enough to absorb it. Come on over and have a seat and we can chat about it. Thanks, sir. So the stomach does only part of the digestion. Yes, exactly. So what happens to my cheeseburger after that? Okay, you mean besides you getting fat? That was a joke. Of course, besides that. The lecture said chemical digestion happens after the stomach. That is true. For instance, those lipids from your cheeseburger are digested in the small intestines through the action of pancreatic lipase, cholesterol ester hydrolase, and phospholipase into packets called micelles. Your cells, how come they are not my cells? Or was that another joke? No joke this time, they are actually called micelles. In the enterocytes they are formed back into free fatty acids and wrapped in a coat. A coat? Is it cold in the intestines? Not that kind of coat. This kind is a coat of beta-lipoproteins. It turns the free fatty acid into a chylomicron so it can travel in the lymph system. I have no idea what you just said. That's okay, it will all make sense when you get to phase 2. You also mentioned that lipids are coated in bile while in the intestines. Does that other coat cover that coat? No. The bile is separated from the lipids by cholipase and recycled. Did you know they charge to recycle your trash? If they think for 1 second I am paying so they can recycle my trash, they are crazy. It is just a bunch of newspapers that I already throw away. Sir, isn't bile also thought of as a steroid hormone, secreted from the liver and having direct metabolic actions in the body through the nuclear receptor FXR, or the cell membrane receptor TGR5? Did you read that on Wikipedia? I have no idea what that means. Oh, okay, well, other than lipids, what else comes from my cheeseburger? Carbohydrates are absorbed in the intestines also. Brush border enzymes called polysaccharidases makes the carbs into monosaccharides and cellulose. I have heard of monosaccharides, but what is cellulose? Funny you should ask. It adds bulk to your poop. And do not forget protein. The duodenum inactivates the pepsin from the stomach. Then pancreatic proteases and brush border peptidases break the peptide bonds down to di and tripeptides. These are then absorbed into the enterocytes and further digested by cytoplasmic peptidases into amino acids. Wow, this is complicated. I hope that is about all I have to know for the test. Hardly, we have not even discussed electrolytes, water, calcium, iron, vitamins, or water yet. Sodium and water travel together in the intestines working to dehydrate the cheeseburger you ate. Sodium is absorbed with a sodium-potassium plus pump. Chloride enters the enterocyte in exchange for bicarb. This creates an osmotic gradient which favors water absorption. Wait. So a cheeseburger has water in it? I thought I only had 2 whole beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles and onions on a sesame seed bun. Okay, then you have calcium, which is regulated by vitamin D. Calbindin maintains a gradient drawing in calcium from the intestines into the enterocytes. We also absorb 1 milligram of iron a day through enterocytes. Is it too late to say that I just had a glass of water for lunch rather than a cheeseburger? That seems like it would be much easier to explain. There are also vitamins. Remember my cells? Do you mean my cells? No, I mean my cells. The same ones from the lipids earlier. Did we talk about lipids? Vitamins A, D and K are fat-soluble and are packaged in the micelles. Water-soluble vitamins C and B simply diffuse into the enterocytes. Well, at least that part seems simple. So fat-soluble vitamins travel with fats and water-soluble vitamins travel with water, which follows sodium? Okay, now you're getting it. But why does there always have to be a but? Vitamin B12 has to combine with intrinsic factor in the stomach to be absorbed in the intestines. Why does that seem like a test question, the one but in the vitamins? And then there is water. Water can go either into the intestines or out of the intestines. Like I said earlier, water follows sodium with the help of those monosaccharides from earlier creatic and osmotic gradient. Do I have to know what an osmotic gradient is, or can I just memorize what you just said for the test? Any other questions, Lieutenant Murfeld? This is sort of off topic, but I was wondering if you could tell me where babies come from? Accidents. They come from accidents. Good luck on the test. From the sounds of it, you're gonna need it. That was a joke.